I will discuss about the Thomson's atomic model. Let me discuss Thomson's atomic model. It is also called Raisin-Pudding model. Raisin-Pudding model. It is also called plum pudding model. Next is it is also called watermelon model. Watermelon model. What are the postulates of Thomson's atomic model? Let me discuss about the postulates of Thomson's atomic model. According to this model, the shape of atom is spherical. That means the shape of atom is look like a spherical object. Means you can think about a volleyball, football like this. Since the shape of atom is spherical, so the atom must have a radius. Suppose this is your center and this is the radius, and this is the radius of an atom. Is according to Thomson's, its value is your 10 to the minus 10 meter. So you can write the second point. The radius of an atom is 10 to the power minus 10 meters. Let me discuss about the next point. According to Thomson's, the charge of an atom is 0. That means we can write the atom is neutral, or simply we can write the atom is neutral. How the atom is neutral? We know that the charge of electron is your minus 1.602 into the minus 19 coulomb. And the charge of proton is your how much? Plus 1.602 into the minus 19 coulomb. The charge of both electron and proton is same, but they are different in their sign. For electron, that is we can use minus, negative. For proton, we can use plus. Again, we know that the number of electron and number of proton in an atom is same. That means we think that the total charge due to electron is equal to the total charge due to proton. That means the total negative charge is equal to total positive charge. When they are added, that means they are cancelled to each other and the total charge is your 0. That means we can write that atom is neutral because the total positive charge due to proton is equal to the total negative charge due to electrons. Next point I will explain, that is that electrons are arranged in an atom like plum of pudding or seeds evenly distributed in the red spongy mass of watermelon. That means, suppose think about a watermelon. The shape of watermelon is like this. Suppose if you want to cut the watermelon at the half position, then the upper position of the watermelon of the half watermelon is look like this. This is the half watermelon and this is the upper surface, If you think about the upper surface, if you think about a ripened watermelon, then this is the red spawn mass present and the black seeds are present like this. And the black seeds are present like this. Now the scientist function compare the arrangement of electron with the seeds of the ripened watermelon in the red spawn mass. According to functions, if you think about this is the upper surface of the watermelon and this is the electrons, the seeds are electron, this is the electron which play the seeds in the watermelon and this is the positive sphere. This is the red spawn mass in the watermelon. Let me discuss about the limitation of Thomson's atomic model. What are the limitations of Thomson's atomic model? When neutron is discovered, the scientist Thomson do not explain something about neutrons. The scientist Thomson only explain about the arrangement of the electron and proton. This is your electron, which are the seeds in the watermelon, and the red spawn mass in the watermelon are considered as the positive sphere. This is for proton, positive sphere. But when neutron is discovered, there is no placement of the neutron in this model. So we can write it cannot explain about the neutron. No doubt, Thomson's given explanation towards the electron and proton arrangement. But when Bohr's atomic model came, then in Bohr's atomic model, what happens? The electrons are arranged in a fixed manner. That is, they are arranged in the cell fixed orbit. That is your considered as the cell KLMN like this. But Thomson's model do not explain such type of concept. So we can write this theory cannot clearly explain about the arrangement of the subatomic particles. Thomson's model based upon the watermelons or your plum of pudding, but it is an hypothetical concept. After Rutherford atomic model came, in this model he take an experimental probe, that is your alpha scattering. So we can consider that this is also a limitation, because we cannot believe about the hypothetical concept. We can give more importance about the experimental probe. So we can think that the third limitation of Thomson's model is it cannot give an experimental probe like alpha scattering. This is all about your postulates of Thomson's atomic model and limitation of Thomson's atomic